Coming to you straight from the Rio Grande and beyond, broadcasting to the four corners of the globe. So grab your seat, your coffee, or your sundowner.
Okay, everybody, here we go.
On point, as always. This is Gloves Off. Gloves Off.
So when I was working on Selena, the series for Netflix, to play the role of Abraham Quintanilla, I put on a specific amount of weight, which I was fine doing, but also realizing it could be difficult to get that weight off. I got back into my physical regimen with James Leha, but I was still having trouble with just those last amounts. And that's when I got to meet Arturo from Laredo Medical Weight Loss Clinic. And just the products that he gave me kind of put me over the edge. I feel great about myself.
Back at you and Gloves Off, and today we have a great guest, a living legend and walking legend right now on earth. Right now is Gurdev. Gurdev?
Hi, nice to be here in Texas.
Thank you for being here. And the reason he's being here is because he's going to be inducted into the World Pugilist Hall of Fame here in Laredo, Texas. But besides all those honors, we're talking about the martial arts and things in common and things that occur and just life in general, and we're going to just be talking about that and talking about the great art that he's keeping alive. How the main question, Gurdev, would be, how has the world embraced the art that you are teaching right now?
Well, this art for a long time was hidden. Combat arts tend to be secretive for some reason. Mm-hmm. And the same with Shato there. And as I've been opening it up for the last decade or so now, around the world and so on, and people like yourselves are really well informed in with martial arts and so on. So as the world's getting aware of it now, it is, it's called, like one individual described it like a dinosaur walking out of the forest. So this one is ancient art. And even in India, he was not so well known. I mean, he existed in literature, of course, and there's old guys who can talk about that this stuff existed, but the idea that he still survived, because the practitioners of his art, they just kept it. They have a very famous saying, it's called, they who know it, they hide it, they conceal it. So, but now it's open, and we're receiving well, and there's an app coming out, there's books coming out, you can read what people are saying about this art and so on, and you can experience it. You can see, I mean, yesterday we did a little session here, and yeah, it's being received well, and the more it gets opened up, and like I said, with the app coming out, the whole idea of the app is you can be any part of the world, you'll have access to the art.
Absolutely.
So it's being received well.
And it's very, and I appreciate it in the fact with understanding an art from reality. There is no, I think what the best way I can express it, there's a lot of martial arts in the world, but very few martial skilled. And in that case, you see the skill here. And when you start seeing schools that teach the reality, you start seeing lesser and lesser students. You start seeing the more fantasy realm, the martial arts, the more Dungeons and Dragons, what I call this, in the martial arts, the more students that flock to it. The more theatrics that there is, the more students that are there, which is all good and fun and games, and I wish everybody that does that a great living, and there's nothing wrong with that because they're teaching some type of self-esteem and such, right? Confidence, which a lot of people need in today's society. But what happens is arts that are real, arts that teach you actually how to defend yourself, how to fight, how to protect others that you love. You're not going to find that many people inside there. You'll find a fellowship amongst them. And that's what I see. And I think that you see it as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like I said, if you look at the martial arts, they're divided into sports, yes, entertainment, exhibition arts, and true combat arts, with all the history and traditions. And with combat arts, you get a reality check. And there's no romanticizing the violence and so on, which you see in society so much in our movies, etc. and so on, and the whole entertainment industry and so on. And that reality check for many can be harsh. You have to go to grapple with the actual reality of what violence is. And so Shatrughna, like I said, is an art which has, we do everything we can to preserve its combative nature, and it has not been watered down in any form, any way, and there's no compromising of it for whatever reason, financial or anything like that.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, you know, this whole tradition becomes invalid. So you end up with a pantomime rather than actual martial art.
You're absolutely correct, and that's what happens. You know, and when you have schools that have decades that have been around, and not only decades, centuries that have been around, that have been passing on this tradition, and you have a lineage back there, it's a lot of people want to be the one that's going to continue teaching it, or want to be of this generation or that generation, but you also have to be tested to be of that generation to continue pushing that forward. And unfortunately, a lot of people want a title, want a place, want to be recognized without actually being tested. And it's unfortunate that a lot of schools, I say this and I say it openly, a lot of schools produce a lot of students, but are they really capable of defending themselves in the street when reality really comes, when the real true test comes? And I don't want to, God forbid that something happens to anybody. I don't want anybody to get into an entanglement out there. But what happens is that if it does occur, are you capable enough to do something about it? And that's what I think. This is the magic of what you're teaching. The essence of what your school is that you're teaching this with the reality based of, you know what, I'm going to be capable enough for me to leave. I'm going to be capable of me survive this situation, and if not, well then that was destiny. But that's the reality of it.
I mean, first thing they teach you to avoid, circumvent, escape, and don't look for trouble with someone. If trouble does find you, and you have no other choice to defend yourself, you must be capable of doing it. And again, with a lot of martial arts, this is not possible.
Yep.
And that's the truth, and it's a bitter truth, but it is the truth. And some arts over centuries have just got watered down, others just lost what they meant to be, the art itself. And in this day and age, well, we can say day and age of what we call quick fixes. Everyone wants to do it quick and so on. Don't want to spend the time and dedication to it. It is difficult to keep the combat arts alive and keep them relevant for this age and so on. But like the arts like Shatrughna, there's a lot of history, there's tradition, there's philosophy, it sort of ties in with the whole cultural aspect of it as well. Like. So true art is more than just the skills of combat. It's a whole way of living. There's history, there's tradition there's connecting with humanity throughout the centuries.
Absolutely.
So that's what the great arts are like. So whether they're from India or Indonesia, Malaysia, wherever you want to do it, or Europe.
And you're absolutely correct. Through time, you start questioning why you're doing this, and why are you doing the art that you're doing? Is it for your own ego? Is it for your own benefit? Is it for your own perseverance of, I want a title, I want to be somewhere? And people start finding out that it's because of the love of the community that they live in. And that to me is the biggest embrace that it is. And where people in the communities feel safe by bringing themselves or their children to a school to be taught, that is the biggest honor that you have. And because people are relying on you to teach them how to defend themselves in a certain way. So they're giving to you their life, in other words, in that essence, and sometimes those individuals come in, end up becoming students for decades and then for life, and then others come in, but every person that you touch has to go home with that reassurance that what they did learn and what you did teach them was a build for their safety, for the purpose in life, and I think that's what a lot of people miss. And I see that in you. Your care is for everybody that you come in contact with to take something out of what you're doing and light up that little light bulb in there for them to continue practicing in that form and change it, open their mind.
Martial arts, and gives you confidence, gives you health, strength, or character. I mean, all these are virtues and qualities. And in India, they say the more tigers there are in the jungle, the healthier the jungle is. Again, warriors are likened to tigers, singers. And you have a society that can, like they say, first when we come into the martial arts, we may be thinking to ourselves, they say, my own interest, my own welfare, how I look myself like. But in reality, you want to protect yourself, you want to live in a society that is safe. So your own, where the idea originally at first is how I defend myself, then later on you realize your welfare lies in welfare of everybody else. So a society of tigers, warriors, men of integrity, honor and so on, is conducive to a healthy society, a happy society for everybody.
Absolutely.
So I'm defending alcohol. It's not what you mean defending myself. I want to know my children are safe, my friends are safe, my society is safe, and we can possibly contribute to society.
That's
And
exactly
so,
right.
in that sense, the warrior arts, the martial arts, have a far greater benefit than just to the individual, for the whole society.
And that's basically what keeps alive these styles, and they're embraced by the community. And every community has one, and those schools need to be kept alive. That's absolutely right. And we're going to leave you because we're going to continue this weekend. We're going to have the Pugilist Hall of Fame, which is divided into two things, which is we have the workshops, and then of course we have the awards ceremony on Sunday. And the workshops are free for kids from 8 to 17. And it's going to be over at the Web Pal Boxing Gym on Zapata Highway and on Friday. And today we're just going to have some fun. We're just going to have some stuff here at the school, and we're just going to talk and teach each other and cross-cultural exchange of how things are done, because you have to realize one thing, and not every road, how can I put it? Not every art is the best there is. There's others, and you better learn from everybody. And that's the way we, as humans, become. The more culture we learn, the better we are.
And throughout history, that's what humans have done. Like they share and they learn, and a true art, he has a Irenic philosophy, which is to connect, make friends, and so on.
Absolutely.
And that's the only way we humans can grow. Like. So, as they say, if someone would ask a stupid question, would say which is the best art, it's like asking whose mother is the best.
Yeah.
All mothers are great.
Absolutely. Oh, you're absolutely correct. And that's where we're at. So we'll leave you with this. You all stay safe, be safe. Until next time, peace.
Namaste. Bye, Professor.